Back with another video. This is my daughter's 2019 Hyundai Sonata. We're gonna do a quick, hopefully quick brake job on the, I believe it's the front. That's all I have time for tonight. So I'm gonna get my, everything that I need ready. Okay, I have all my, initial equipment out. I got my jack, hydraulic, my jack stands, 2 of those, and my lug nut T-bar remover. This is a jack stand plate adapter. I'll show you how to use this in a second when I jack the car up. But this goes under the weld joints under your car to jack it up, because this is flat and your weld joints need a slot. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So I'm gonna get started here shortly. First thing you wanna do is get your lug nuts loose. So I know this car, this is a 2019 Hyundai Sonata. It takes a 21 millimeter lug nut. So I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna loosen my lug nuts on both sides first. And that's step one. So I'll get these loose on both sides before I jack up my car. Always loosen your lug nuts before you jack up your car. Okay, I've got my jack under the car and I got my jack stand pad adapter right here. This little groove right here needs to fit down in this slot. This will help you from damaging your car. That's why you got this adapter with the grooves in it. So you get that lined up underneath your weld joints, and then I'll jack the car up. And then I'll put my jack stand under this area right here. So I'm gonna get this lined up and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got it jacked up just a little bit and I've got that weld joint right in that slot. And so now it should be pretty straightforward to just jack up the car. And once I get that done, I'll get my jack stand put in place in this area right here. So, okay, car is jacked up. That tire is off the ground enough. So now I'm just gonna lower my jack stand slowly. I've got that already in place. So we're gonna let this go down just slowly. All right. That side is in place. So we're gonna let this down all the way. We can get this tire off and move to the other side and get the other side jacked up. Do 2 sides at once. Driver's side is jacked up, supported on jack stand. I've already taken all the lug nuts off and taken the wheel off this side. So I'm gonna walk around now to the other side. I'm gonna jack up this side, get the jack stand in place, and then we'll take that tire off as well. And then we'll take off the caliper bolt and lift up the calipers. Okay, passenger side is jacked up. Jack stand under there. I left the jack under this side. I think this is a kind of backup safety measure. It's still, you know, I got pressure on it, but the jack stand supporting the vehicle. I can already tell she's got some grooves, a few grooves on this rotor. Not bad, but I can already tell that pad right there basically has nothing on it. So that is the side that's probably making noise. It's completely worn down. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a socket. You loosen this bolt right here on the bottom of your brake caliper assembly. Loosen that one bolt, take that out, and this entire assembly will just flip up. It's pretty easy. So I'll show you here in 1 second. Okay, on her car, this 2019 Hyundai Sonata, I already know my daughter Jordan has the exact same car. This is a 14 millimeter. So I've got my 14 miller. This is one of those ratchet wrenches. I'm gonna put that on here. All right, I'm gonna have to put my camera down and get some leverage just to get that bolt loose. So give me 1 second. All right, I got that loose. This bolt comes out. That's it, that's it. This assembly rotates up. Now it probably won't rotate up. I'm gonna have to go get a pry bar probably and put it in between here just to lift this assembly up. Yeah, it's stuck in place. So I'll be back. Okay. It's coming up there. And that's it. That is how you get to your brake pad assembly. And you can see this pad right here is basically worn to nothing. Same with that one as well. So I'll get these off and we'll have a look at them to see how they look. But that's it. Take that bolt out, lift this assembly up, and you have easy access to your brake pads. Okay, the first thing you have to do, you have to take this little, I don't even know what this is called, but you take this out of the front and the rear pad. You got a little pry bar. I'm gonna pry this brake pad out of here. There you go. That brake pad is basically pretty thin. We'll pop out the back one as well and see what that one looks like. And I'm having some trouble with that one. There you go. That is the one that was making all the noise. That right there is worn out pretty bad. So, all right. All right, this is the driver's side. So we already looked at the passenger side. Okay, take off these little spring clips here. I think I left my pry bar over there. Pause it, hit that thing over there. I got my pry bar. This pad actually doesn't look that bad on the side. But when you go buy brake pads, they make you buy 4 of them. Again, these 2 aren't bad. And one thing that was wrong with Jordan's car, that device right there, that's your floating caliper pin, guide pin. That should be moving. I'm gonna go check the one on the other side to make sure it's not stuck. So that is good. Pause it. So this is the other caliper guide pin here. This one's free floating as well. So that's pretty good. The issue with Jordan's car, my daughter's, I changed her brakes, that was seized. So we're good to go. So she just needs new pads and we're good to go. All right, so now we're gonna run to the auto parts store and go get new pads. Okay, back. Got new brake pads right here and all your necessary hardware. So we're gonna replace these little items right here. Those things that your brake pads actually sit on. I don't know what those are called, but I'll take that off of there. This right here, that'll come out of there. All right, and we'll put a new one on, which is what this is. So, all right, so I'll get that set in there. I'll take off this top one as well. We'll put that one on, and then we'll do the other side as well, and then we'll get the brake pad sit in here. So I'll be right back. Okay, we got our brake pad holder. We got the new one on. That's a brand new one right there. I got one on the top too. So the next thing we're gonna do is put a little bit of what's called caliper grease. This stuff right here. I'm gonna put that in on your caliper in this location right here, and on the top, and on the both sides, inside, back, on the inside and the outside. And then you also want to put a little bit on the back of your brake pad as well. So we'll get these in place, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so I already got my my caliper grease. I already got it on the back of my brake pad. I got it on this little little clip here that holds your caliper in. The next thing we have to do is we have to compress the caliper back. And what you need to do that is I use a C-clamp here, and I use an old brake pad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this brake pad on here. I'm gonna clamp my C-clamp on there as well. And I'm gonna use that to compress this all the way back down. So pause it. So when you compress your caliper back out, this is your brake fluid reservoir. This thing will push brake fluid back in the line, and this will start to fill up. So you have to be careful that this doesn't overflow. If it does, you have to get one of those little sucker things, I can't remember what it's called, and suck some of the excess brake fluid out, because it will run down through your car. But this is your brake fluid reservoir. It will start to fill up when you compress your caliper with your C-clamp. Okay, C-clamp on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wind this down. It's gonna take me a while. I'm not gonna sit here and record the whole thing, but I'm gonna take this and slowly twist this down, and what that's gonna do is gonna press my caliper all the way back down flush. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so now our caliper is compressed all the way back in, and we didn't go look, but I guarantee you there's a little bit more reservoir, brake fluid reservoir, a little fluid in the reservoir. So the last thing I have to do is put these clips back on here. They was on the old brake pads, and then we'll get this down and we'll get the tire back on. I've got my assembly back together. I got these springs back on here. Our caliper is compressed all the way back down, and the only thing we need to do now is lower our caliper back down into place. You might have to wiggle that around a little bit, and there you go. Slide that into place. And then we'll take our caliper nut, we'll put that back in, and we'll tighten this assembly back up, and we'll do the other side, okay? Okay, we've got our caliper nut back on, assembly in place. This side is basically done. I just need to put the tire back on, tighten the lug nuts. But right now I gotta go do the other side. So I'm not gonna show the other side, but it's basically the same process, but on the other side. Okay, driver's side. I got my caliper compressed, or all the way back in, piston, compressed all the way back in. I got my brake pad grease, brake grease on. I need to put this clamp back in. Okay, so now we're good to go. So only thing I can do is raise this down, let this caliper down, and then put my bolt back in, and I'm good to go. So I had to wiggle that around a little bit. There you go. Assembly in place. Oh, not quite. Okay, I had to pause. Now I got it down. So I got my bolt in. We'll get this tightened down. I'll get that tightened down all the way with my 14 millimeter. And then I'm ready to put the tires back on and let the car down. So stay tuned. Okay, I am basically done. That's the driver's side, put back together. Got new brake pads on it. I'm gonna walk around here to the passenger side. That's the passenger side. Brake pads, everything's put back together. Just gotta put both tires on and then let the car down, and that's it. So basically we're done for the day. This project is basically over. We'll give it a test drive and she should be good to go. So one last thing. When I let this car back down, it's still jacked up right now, but I got this tire on. When I let this car back down to the ground, I've already tightened these up as best I can with the car jacked up. When the car is on the ground, when you tighten your lug nuts, finally, when the tire is on the ground, you want to make sure you do this in a pattern. You do not do them in order. Your tire will not seat properly. You want to make sure you go in a pattern going back and forth. So like I would do this one, then do this one, do this one, and do this one. And you want to do that in sequence until they're all torqued down. So here, 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 and then here, here. And some sort of pattern where you're going back and forth between sides of the tire, making sure that you're seating your tire down evenly against the rotor. Okay, thanks. All right, I'm basically done. Car is down, lugs are tight. Jalen's sitting in the car. You can't see her, but she's gonna take it for a test drive.